Dear Toastmasters, I am Elysia, distinguished Toastmaster. I'm a member of Passion ESG Integration Toastmasters Club and One World Toastmasters Club. I want to help you do your pathways projects. Before I begin, I would like to suggest that you think about these two key questions. Number one, are you here to do a project, a speech project, or to learn public speaking skills? I suggest you think about these two questions because the outcomes will be different. When your mind is focusing on doing a project, you would likely ignore or not paying enough attention on meeting the objective. If you are here to learn public speaking skills, you will certainly want to make sure you meet the objective of every speech project, because it is by meeting every speech objectives you learn the skills. In every speech, we learn one key skill, and accumulatively, you will learn all the skills and be a good public speaker. Otherwise, you will be just running through one by one speech by one speech, and not truly learning the skills. How do you know? You can check it out. At the end of every speech, or every 3, 6 months, 1 year, you do a review. Be honest to yourself. Ask yourself if you have improved, if you have made good progress. Otherwise, why? You will realize that because you did not pay attention to these two questions. Icebreaker. Under two circumstances, you will do icebreaker. Number one, when you are a new member. Number two, when you begin a new path. How to do your icebreaker? What should you talk about? Icebreaker is for you to introduce yourself to the club. Of course, you have many aspects of you, and you cannot be possibly talk about every aspect within 4 to 6 minutes. Yes, it is 4 to 6 minutes. Make sure you pay attention to the time and speak within 4 to 6 minutes. And now, how do you decide what you want to say? Search through your heart. How do you want the audience to know you? What do you want your members to know you? For example, I want my members to know me as a passionate person. Then at the very beginning, I will say, well, I'm a very passionate person. Then immediately you prepare the audience to know what you want to talk about. You elaborate it by all the supporting points. Remember, you say you are a passionate person. Then why do you say so? Why is it important for you to say so? And give some interesting and impressive experience. Stories. The stories show that you are a passionate person. So the content is to support what you claim to be your message. Try to keep your content within 3 points. Of course, this is not a mandatory structure. You can give more points. But remember, you only have 4 to 6 minutes. The more points you give, the less time you have for each point. What that means is you will not be able to elaborate the point clearly, profoundly. Even you have less than 3 points, it's good enough so long you have elaborate profoundly. But then you might want to focus on variety. You want to tell the audience from your hometown to now your work or why you joined Toastmasters. So in this way, chronologically, you might not go very deep and you can give a lot of points. For icebreaker, most people will focus on variety because we want to know you more from more aspects. At the end, as a conclusion, you want to give, number one, the summary. Summary are the points that you have talked about, because you might have talked about quite a few points. Then you want to sum up. Last, you want to reiterate what you claim to be, what your message is. Then at the end, you say, you see, do you agree with me? I'm a very passionate person, right? Something like that. If you have time, I encourage you to read through the entire manual. There are a lot more things to read. This video is to prepare you when you don't have time to read, or if you have read it, you don't really get the point and understand. Then you can watch this video. It gives you a very direct guidance. Most importantly is enjoy your speech. Speak from your heart. The icebreaker is for you to speak from your heart because you know yourself very well. You don't really need to memorize any point. And don't ever memorize a speech. You can write down the speech because In writing down your speech, you know what you want to say, but don't memorize it as it is. You want to memorize the point. For example, at the very beginning, I want to talk about my hometown. You write down hometown. Then you want to talk about your school day, your high school, you write down high school, and then university time, college time, and then work. How did you find your work? And then why do you want to join Toastmasters? So you just write down the point. You elaborate it by practicing. You practice it. Okay, I want to talk about my hometown. How? So you practice this. Oh, I want to say it this way, and I want to say it that way. You practice it a few times until you feel fluent. Usually, I don't spend extra time to practice. I'll practice when I'm eating. I practice in my brain. When I'm driving or when I'm taking shower. Only 4 to 6 minutes. I can get it done easily. Try to get your speech ready before 1 week. Within that 1 week, every day, during your shower, when you're eating, or whenever you have time, just practice it. The biggest secret about public speaking is none other than just practice. Practice makes perfect. Remember to watch your time when you practice. Time it. If it is too long, adjust. The truth is, when you don't practice, very likely you will be exceeding time or below the time limit. This is the exposure to tell people whether you have practiced enough. If you have practiced enough, it's not possible that you will run over time or not enough time. Most importantly, enjoy your speech. Like talking to a friend, speak from your heart. Icebreaker is talking about yourself. So you should be very familiar about yourself. Don't worry about it. Just look at the pinhole, the camera pinhole, and let the point flow out from your heart. Of course, I can understand this is your first speech. You will be nervous. But the only way to mitigate your nervousness is by practicing. When you have practiced it enough until it becomes automatic, you will feel confident. You will feel much better. Enjoy your speech. All the best.